My boyfriend lied about something he didn't need to lie about. My boyfriend and I have been dating for close to 6 years, and this is nothing I'm mad at him about or will even break up with him. I'm just wondering why he did it. He has recently bought himself a GoPro camera. I found out before it came here when I was looking into our joint Amazon account for something I ordered and saw that he ordered a little bag for a GoPro. I texted him asking why he bought a bag for a GoPro if we don't even have one. He told me he got one off of eBay for cheap and I just said oh cool and went on with my day. Later that day, a package from an electronics shop arrived and I asked him what else he ordered. This is normal for us. When something for me arrives he also asks what it is. It's not a problem for us. We are generally very open and curious about the other. He said he also ordered a case for the camera and that must be it. He also asked to please not open it. I said of course not. I've never opened any of his mail, but wondered why the box was so big and heavier than I expected a small protective case to be. But I didn't care that much and went back to my video game. When he came home, I asked him why the package was so heavy and why he told me to not open it, as this is something I've never done before even once. He looked at me weirdly and admitted he got the camera brand new and not used. I was just like oh okay, it's probably better if it's new anyway. And that was it. I asked him why he didn't tell me in the beginning that the camera was new, and assured him that I wouldn't judge him for spending his own money on things he wants. He didn't really have an answer to that, but I'm still wondering. We are not tight on money and can definitely afford a €250 camera. We do not have joint bank accounts. It was all his money and therefore I'm not judging him for buying anything he wants. Does any of you maybe have an idea why he tried to lie to me about something so small? I don't want to bother asking him anymore, as he seemed relieved he told me the truth. Frown. Edit. It's not that big of a deal as it seems. He won't cheat on me, he won't film us during sex, and I trust him completely. Please don't worry. Not gonna lie, I'm guilty of doing similar things. Personally, it's just guilt or self-consciousness. Either judgment of what I get or that what I got should have been bought for cheaper, either used or less quality brand. I wouldn't take it personally, might just fear how you'd perceive him. A covert way you can try and get him more comfortable is actually showing interest in the things he seems shameful of. If he fears you'll judge him plus you in fact liking the item equals relieved because no judgment. He was probably raised in a household where he was constantly yelled at for how he spent his money. I suspect it has something to do with his upbringing, and either guilt about spending money on silly things or shame about personal interests. That's possible. His dad is a little bit controlling and judges him whenever he buys himself something. I caught him once lying to his dad about something he bought, saying it was way cheaper than it was. I asked him if he was afraid of his dad, or scared to anger him. He said no. But it's probably got something to do with that. I reminded him that we are both adults and are allowed to spend our money the way we want, and he just said something about respecting his dad and whatnot. He probably felt guilty / self-conscious about spending money on a new camera when he doesn't need it. Perhaps if he had strict frugal parents and now find it second nature to lie about little things. Most likely he's projecting his own feelings onto you and subconsciously assumed you would disapprove of the purchase. People don't generally think thoroughly when saying small lies. Maybe he was worried of getting an earful on spending money, seeing the current global situation. But I'm his girlfriend, not his mom. Also, we both work stable jobs and earn money. My only friend told me to kill myself. Me and my friend have been together since primary school. We were good friends for such a long time. I have autism and my friend likely does too, so it is difficult for us to make friends most of the time, and since we go to a small school, there isn't many people like us. We've had a fantastic relationship with the occasional hiccup. These hiccups were always about him expecting too much of me and me being unable to do it. In the last year he can't grasp why I see and perceive the world differently than him, like why I need the occasional 5-minute break from class if he doesn't need to, or why I'm bad at memorizing things and making eye contact if he can do all of those things with ease. Yesterday it was first period and we were doing work. He had a normal chair and I had a special wobbly chair meant to be lightly rocked for people who need to fidget. The chair was was good and helped me focus, but my friend who didn't understand why I need one moved his leg out and pushed me over. I wasn't hurt but kinda upset, but I just brushed it off. But for the rest of the period he kept looking grumpy. In the next period I was sitting in math class doing my work until I felt rather restless, so I asked for the teacher and went for a walk for 5 minutes. When I came back into class my friend wasn't happy. He asked where I went for the past 15 minutes and told me you're only getting dumber as I cried into my textbook. He only scoffed. After school we both played Minecraft together. He was AFK as I was dealing with a raid. There was one Vindicator that kept killing me over and over, so I quickly borrowed some armor only meant for bosses. His sister was logged in at the time and my friend must have been watching her, so he took the controls and killed me and kicked me from the server. Afterwards he sent me an angry text about how I never listened to him and how I'm an awful friend, but I was done. I told him about all he did to me today and called him a selfish prick. I shouldn't have said that, but I was pretty mad. It was late at night and he didn't see the message until the morning. When he did reply he was angry. He called me a brain-dead idiot and how autism is just a word and how I use it as an excuse and how he shouldn't have to put up with this bullshit. I replied with how he uses his anger issues as an excuse, and then he dropped the bomb. He told me, "Kill yourself, you worthless piece of shit." I can't comprehend how someone could say something to their own friend and think they are in the right. I have considered self-harm before and I just don't know how I can move past this. Reddit, please help me. Do I forgive him? Do I cut him off? Do I contact his parents? I have no idea. Sorry for it being kind of long, and thank you. Update: fortunately somehow his mother found out and all of his social media accounts have been terminated and has been grounded for a long time. Although I am terrified of going to school on Monday and having to confront him, I've decided I can't forgive what he did to me and I deserve better, so I'm going to end the relationship. Thanks to all who replied except for the guy at the bottom, and have a good day. No, he is a terrible friend and an awful human being. Make some new friends. He needs to apologize to you sincerely or else he doesn't deserve to be forgiven. Move on from him if he is still the same scumbag. Nothing good comes from abusive people. Yo homie, please don't harm yourself. Life has its ups and downs. People will come and go as life goes on. You can forgive him for what he has done, but would recommend to cut him off as well. In the least time away from each other, a cool down period. Yeah, young kids don't comprehend how to verbalize their emotions, so they usually use extreme words and phrases to do so. / do I forgive him? I don't forgive people unless they actively apologize for what they did. / do I cut him off? If you feel he is going to be a toxic element in your life, which he sounds like it, yes. / do I contact his parents? I would not. I doubt this will do anything. Hey, I'm your friend buddy, waving hand. Just found out that my longtime best friend is dating the father of my children. So I have been best friends like sisters with this girl for going on 13 years. As most friendships do, you drift apart at times, but we've always been there for each other when it mattered and still spoke regularly. In the past it's been a bit of a habit of hers to date my ex-boyfriends. She did it all through high school, but I always got over it because it's high school, you know. Flash forward, she was with me the day I met my ex about 7 years ago now. She was by my side through our entire relationship, 5.5 years. She held both my sons when we were in the hospital. She let me rage to her when we were fighting, let me cry to her when we broke up. Everything. My kid's father and I have a very strong co-parenting relationship. We get along wonderfully, but there's always been some underlying feelings still there. I was the one that officially ended the relationship, but not without heartache. This past weekend he sat me down to let me know he was dating someone and that it's my best friend. I was absolutely shocked and started raging. Could not control the feelings of hurt and betrayal, so much so that it made me feel sick. I called her crying, asking how she could possibly do this to me, and she tried to make it better by saying she would never get involved when it comes to my kids and how she just wants to get to know him better. What? I told her she's dead to me and that I hope it lasts, because if not, she's just thrown away 13 years of friendship for nothing. As far my ex goes, I'm not sure where his head's at or what he was thinking. He claims he genuinely thought this would be cool and we could all hang out and be friends. friends. I have to see him several times a week, so it's hard to stay angry with him. In my mind I feel like she knew how this would make me feel and should have known better. It feels like an outright slap in the face and disregard for my feelings and our entire friendship. How should I approach this moving forward? I don't know what to do, and I just honestly feel overwhelmed with hurt, and the thought of seeing either of them makes me sick. She is not your friend. This is a pattern. She is jealous of you and selfish. She didn't respect you enough to even ask or tell you. All these years probably she was hoping or insinuating for the two of you to break up. Okay, honestly, it's never a good idea to date a friend's ex, much less a best friend's. And looking at you and your ex's relationship and kids and everything, she shouldn't have even considered going out with him. Not at all without discussing it with you first. I totally understand your anger at them both, but I think you should control it towards your ex for the sake of your children. He's free to date whoever he wishes, and you both don't hold any obligations to each other in that field anymore. You should sit him down and calmly have a talk about how his decisions have affected you negatively, though, or there's always going to be some underlying anger or hurt towards him that never gets resolved. Your best friend, on the other hand, I believe has definitely crossed a line. It might feel like you might be being selfish if you forbid them from seeing each other, but after being friends for that long a time, you have certain expectations from each other. It is a mistake on her part, yes, but it's really up to you and your boundaries to decide whether it's an unforgivable one or not. It is a big step to simply throw away a friendship of 13 years, but if you truly think that what she's doing cannot be repaired and is unforgivable, then your decision is completely valid and you have nothing to apologize for. She showed complete disregard for your feelings, and that is definitely not best friend behavior. Even if you forgive her, you should brace yourself for possible future taunts or resentment from her, since she probably thought it'd be alright to date your ex considering she did the same in high school. I'm really sorry you have to go through this. My DMs are always open, if you just want to rant or have a quick chat. Good luck, smile. She sounds like one of those sneaky friends I guess most people had in their lives at one point or another. You ignored the fact she dated your exes when you were younger. This is not normal in my opinion. Dating the father of your children, however, crosses every line possible. You did the right thing when cutting her off. I don't really know what to advise you for your ex. Really hope their relationship doesn't escalate. Disagree. She clearly stated it's a pattern with her friend to date her exes. That's creepy as fuck. Dating one ex maybe wouldn't be that bad, but it's not an issue of owing anyone. Why does her friend feel the need to date her exes? Sorry, but that is not normal at all. Also, the comment about her not getting revolved when it came to ops kids. Why even bring that up? She might be the ex's girlfriend at best, but unless she becomes the stepmom, she would have no say when it comes to ops children anyway. Sorry, that whole situation gives me a single white female or hand that rocks the cradle vibe. Unless she is a total moron, she knew this would be the end of your friendship. She chose to do it anyway. She never faced any consequences every other time, so she probably just did what she wanted this time without even thinking about how Op would feel about it. This shitty woman is not ND, never was Op's friend.